Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to our second project with Stamperia Garden of Promises. This is a design project for Scrap and Create and you can get all your supplies there. I'll have them linked down below. So I have, by the way, two 12x12s of this. We just finished an album where we used the two 8x8s and now we're going to use the two 12x12s. So to make this, or to get started with it anyway, let me tell you what you need. You will need two pieces of chipboard, 4x6 for the covers. And because these are super fun to make and quick, I recommend that you just take a 12x12 sheet, if you have it, cut 3 4-inch strips from the 12x12, and then cut those in half, and that'll give you 3 pairs for your covers. We only need one to make one, but that's that. You will need 5 pieces of 8x8, well, 5 8x8 pattern pieces, but start with the 12x12. I know you can get an 8x8 and it's cheaper, but this book uses more paper than you would think and you need the cutoffs from the 12x12. So I cut these down to 8x8 and that left me with one long piece 4x12 and then 4x8 off the bottom that we used or are going to use if we haven't already. So I've got these, and then what you're going to do with these is score them down the middle at 4 inches and across the bottom at 2 inches. That's for all your 5 pattern pieces. Then you're going to need 6 12x12 cardstock pieces. I'm using 3 in the Burgundy and 3 in the Kraft. And what you want to do with these is score them down the middle at 6, rotate and score at 4 and 8. Okay, and you're going to do that for all 6 of these pieces. Then, and you can use your scraps that from cutting these, you're going to need 12 pieces 2 by 5 3/4, and this is going to be our hinges. And we are going to score these down the middle. I haven't done that yet. So let me put these aside. And I got my little scoreboard. I was using the big one. I like the little one better. I think I put it away. All right, we'll use the big one. So what we're going to do with these is score them in half lengthwise. Okay, now with these you have a whole lot of options. This is going to be our hinge, and fold that like that. What you want to remember with these is when you fold them, like picture it as a V, right? What's inside the V is what's going to be visible. This part here is what's going to get glued down. So if you have a side that you want to show, when you fold it, it should be to the inside, if that makes sense. Now, what you can do, I'm just going to throw out a few ideas. You could mark the center point and cut, and then you end up with a point, and do that on both sides. You could cut a curve. I've done that. You could cut some kind of fancy shape. You could use an edger and edge it. Whatever you want, just make sure you leave yourself at least, a ½ inch, or I would say even a whole inch to the middle. But you can really play around with these. However, I am going to keep these as is, except I'm going to round my corners. And I'm going to use a ½ inch for that. Okay. Now, one thing about these I didn't mention. These are 2 inches wide. Oops, I missed a corner. I have cut these as narrow as 1½ inches wide and then scored at 3/4. And that's fine, but I wouldn't go any narrower than that. Okay, so now we have those. So let me show you first what we're going to do with these. Okay, so you've scored them. You're going to fold them in half on that 6-inch score line that you made. Okay, you've got a mark or a score line here at 2 inches. So this is the top, this is the bottom, it's scored here. And this is the fold. And you want to cut a little wedge from here, from the 2-inch mark to the bottom. And it doesn't have to be very wide. Hang on, I just need to pick it up where I can see it. And that's even probably wider than you need, but you can see how little I cut off. Okay, then you're going to open it up and you're going to fold these up. And I'm going to come back through and ink these, but I'll probably just do that off camera. So now we're going to have 2 pockets, and that'll close like that. So you want to decide, when you're doing these, what you want on the outside and where you want the pocket parts. The paper is gorgeous. It doesn't really matter that much with this particular paper. Some it does. We'll see as we go. So then, and then you could also cut, I cut from the fold on the first one, but we could cut from the bottom. That. And because of the nature of this, you might end up with some upside down text. Don't worry about it. No big deal. Okay, so that's those. Set those aside. Now we get to the, I'm not going to say it's tricky because there's nothing tricky about it except deciding what you want to do. So what we have here, turn it over. So remember, we scored at 6 and here at 4 and 8. So we're going to fold it up like that. And then we have to decide what we want to do, okay? And what I think I want with this one is a pocket here and a pocket here. And how we're going to do that is, because I'm going to leave this one plain, I'm going to remove the bottom, the middle bottom section, right? So I am going to cut along this score line to the center and across and down. And you could do this on your paper trimmer, but that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have to lift it up where I can see it. So I'll be right back with that cut out. Actually, you know what? Hang on. I'm going to do this with the paper trimmer, which I absolutely do not like to do because I'm not good with my paper trimmer. Okay, so put that on the 6-inch mark. The 6-inch mark. Okay, and then 8. And the 4. Okay. That wasn't too bad. Okay. So we've removed that. Oh, keep that handy. We're going to need it. And we want to decide how far up, like how deep do we want our pockets? Because these are going to come up like this. And I think probably a 2-inch pocket, right? Sounds good. Which means I need to cut, these are 6, so I need to cut 4 inches off of each of these. That's 4. Yeah, that's good. We could have done a little taller pocket, but I think that's fine because we still have 5 more of these to go. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the 4. Oops. Okay. Save those. We can make inserts out of them. Now, the next thing we have to deal with is, just like we just cut that angle out on those printed ones, we need to do the same on the inside here of these little pockets. So just cut a little angle like that. And then this one, we're going to do the same. And that is because we want to be able to fold these over. And then there's one last cut we're going to need to make. And that is, we want to fold this. Actually, I want that on the outside. So we need to fold this here, right? And then this is going to fold over, but it's a tight fit. So what we're going to do is cut about 1/8 of an inch off of this edge. Okay? My big trimmer is actually better at cutting small amounts off like that, so I'm going to pull that out. And I'm just eyeballing it. So now you can see, I think there's a gap there, so it'll fold over nicely. Okay, so that's one. And let's take another one. Decide what we want to do with this one. And okay, so this one we're going to keep all 3. And I'm deciding as we go along what I'm doing. But what we do have to do, well, let's fold it first. Fold it over. Okay. And I'm going to cut vertically here and here because I want to separate these 3, but I'm going to keep all 3 of them. And we're going to do different things to those. Okay. That one. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this middle one and I'm going to fold it up and make a pocket out of it. And let's make this a higher pocket. Let's make this a 4-inch pocket. So I just need to, or not 4, 3-inch pocket. So I need to fold those 2 out of the way. In there at the 3-inch mark. Get rid of that. So now in the middle we have this pocket, and then we're going to do, move this. And let's take our ruler. We are going to do two sort of tuck pockety things that are angled. So I'm going to put my ruler, I should probably use my blue one, but I think it's in the other room. So we'll just use this one. I think I want to come over 2.5 inches. Actually, I could even use my mat. That would probably be easier for you to see. And I can mark it with a pencil. So 2.5 is right there. Well, I don't have it straight on my board, but that's 2.5. And then up here, let's go 1. Okay, and we're going to do the same over here. So I'm going to go 1 inch here, 2.5 here, like that. And then, probably ought to get that blue ruler because I think I'm going to need it. Oh, you know what? I have it here. I thought it was in the other room, but it's here. Okay, so then we're going to join those two marks. And this is arbitrary. You can choose whatever measurements you want. I'm just showing you a few things you could do. You can just play with these endlessly and come up with ideas. All right, and then we are going to cut the part closest to the middle away. And if you feel confident in your paper trimmer, by all means, use that. Okay, that, and then I'm going to do the same over here. Okay, so that's going to go there, that's going to go there. And now we need to figure out, we're probably going to need to trim a little off this center pocket so that they will fold over nicely. So let's go ahead and do that. And you really only have to take a tiny bit. See, that's what I took on. I don't know if you can see that at all, but that's what I took off, that tiny little piece. That's going to be there. That's going to fold over. Okay. And then this one is going to fold over. And we're going to have to do the same with this one. I think we have to do it with all of them, really. Although that's coming over pretty good. But it's not matted yet. So once again, we're going to trim that tiny bit off of there. So this one's going to have these two little angled pockets on the sides and then a taller pocket there. That is going to go over there and that is going to go over there. 2 down. How are we doing for time? Pretty good. Okay, hang on and I'll grab the next one. Okay, here's our next one. And let's see, let's just fold it in half. That's always the first step. Now, if you want to save paper and you don't care if you have pockets or whatever, you could actually cut this in half, and I think maybe we'll do that with one of them, and just get a trifold. I'll do it so you can see what I mean. Let us, for this one, I'm going to take the middle out again, I think. Hang on. Gotta remind myself what I've already done. Okay, we have two short pockets here. And then we have the triangle pockets and a pocket there. Did we only do two? Yes, we did. Oh yeah, obviously, because I only have 3 of each of these colors. I think what I'm going to do with this one is take the middle out and also take half of these out and do a straight vertical pocket. So let us try that. I think. All right, so I'm going to go and take 2 inches from here. So I've got this line is on the 2 inch. Okay, and then let's go here. And I think I have to turn it over the way this trimmer works. Put that on the 2 inch. And that on the 6. There. Okay, and then it should be there. Okay. Ooh, that didn't go very well, how unstraight that is. That's okay, fix that with my scissors. Okay. Unstraight, I think the word I was looking for was crooked. Okay. And then we're going to need to trim. Need to fix that. That's not good. Hang on. Okay. And then once again, we are going to have to trim. Let's see. This side. That'll be good. Now this is arbitrary. I put the right side to the inside. If you prefer, you can put the left side to the inside. Just whichever one is on the inside is the one you need to trim. Okay, there's that. And again, save this because those are things we can use to make our inserts. All right, now we have burgundy. And I think what we're going to do with this one is, thinking aloud, tall pockets to the sides. So for that we need to take this middle out. Right? Yes. Okay. And I'm going to cut this one, I think, with my scissors, just to do one that way. Now, one thing to be careful of when you are doing these, because these do not, let me speak English, because they don't have tabs, and you can make tabs, but they don't, they're kind of a tight fit. So, you know, you're not going to be able to put a lot in them, and if you make them too tall, it'll make it even harder to get things in them. So I think I'm going to make this, I'm going to take 1.5 inches off of each of these. I think that will be enough. Knock things off. I really wish I had a bigger table. Actually, I do have a bigger table, but it is downstairs and it's heavy and I can't get it upstairs. So there's that. Okay. And 1.5. Okay. Those will be 2 tall pockets. Now, I think for this, I'm going to have to take a tiny bit off the insides and then again off the outside here. So this is just going to be another long, skinny triangle that I'm going to take off here. Yeah, that'll be fine. Do the same here. Than I needed to, but that's okay. All right. And let me go ahead and trim this. I'll go ahead and cut one of these in half, so we just have a tri-fold. So I probably just put that away for no good reason. So I'm just going to cut this in half. And if you do this, you can, we have 6 12 by 12 plain cardstock. If you know you're going to cut one in half, then you only need 5 and you can just use both of them. There's that. And then I need to trim a little bit off of this side, same as all the others. Okay. There is that. Okay. Right. I think I did lose one of these. Hang on. And one more red one. And what will we do with this one? You know what we could do with this is, okay, so I'm going to take the 2 sides off. I'll explain what I'm doing in a minute. But I'm taking the 2 sides off. So let's do that. little bit. Right, I need to, if you can see, I've got a little tiny little tab there that I just need to cut off. There we go. And then I'm going to take this off. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to actually turn it upside down. So we started with it like this, right? We're going to turn it around. This is going to become a flap, okay? And then this, these are going to fold over, but that's only going to work if I trim a little off of this flap. So again, you can see I just did a long skinny triangle. And you could take a ruler, draw a line, cut along the line, but I don't. Okay, so that's going to be there. That is going to go there. So I'm going to have to trim some off the side of that again. That. There, perfect. Okay, so now we have all of our page base pieces done. So what I am going to do, I don't even know how long this took, but I don't think it was that long. I am going to ink all of these and all of these, and then we are going to set those aside, and we're going to mat these. So you can see we have a fair bit of matting to do, and that's why this thing uses quite a bit of paper. Now, technically, you could make this without ever matting these if you wanted to save on paper, but I like the way they look when they're matted. So I will be, I think, back in a minute. It depends on how long this video actually is. If it's really long, or even kind of long, then this will be the end, and thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps a lot. And visit Scrap and Create to get your supplies. If this video is shorter than I think, then I will come back. But I feel like this is going to be the next, you know, we'll finish it in another video. I can't even speak, so apparently that's probably my best bet. So I will see you next time, and we will finish that. Thanks for watching.